You're so wrong. I am looking at the numbers. What are you talking about? What am I wrong about? What? I, it's all right here on what you take home on a $1 billion win. Let's just assume you get the lump sum, and for some reason they say, you know what? Listen here, Bubba. I'm not taxing that. Uncle Sam said, you keep that $516 million, not subject to tax. You'd still lose $100 million. When is it story time? Okay, you know what? I'll tell you a little story. Lie down in your bed, I'll tuck you in, snug as a bug in a rug. So, Troy, the other half of the Gentlemen, our band, his girlfriend has a mother. That's not the most important part of the story, but it's most people have a mother, and she plays the lottery every week and has played the lottery every week for, I think it was 20 years. She plays the same numbers every single week and has done so for about 2 decades. Now, Troy and his girlfriend are in New Zealand. The mother is also in New Zealand. And for 20 years, she has played the New Zealand lottery with the same numbers. A month ago, those numbers came up. And Troy and his girlfriend lost their fucking mind. They went crazy celebrating. Holy shit, your mom just won millions. I don't know what the jackpot was, but millions. So his girlfriend calls her mom ecstatic, super happy. And it turns out her mom, in one of the very rare times that she does this, did not go get lottery tickets with those numbers because it was raining and she didn't want to make the trip. A legitimate once-in-a-lifetime opportunity missed because of a light drizzle. And Troy and I were talking about it. Troy said to me that he wouldn't be able to live with that guilt if it was him. He'd probably kill himself. And I said, same. I don't know how I would go on living knowing that the luckiest possible thing that could happen to you would have happened to you if you just followed the routine. But her mom took it like such a champ, such a fucking warrior, that she just said, guess it wasn't meant to be. And I believe she went back to playing the same numbers again and is still currently playing every single week. Same numbers, even though they've already come up and will never come up again. It's like a story out of an anime. There's a little story for you. That's one I haven't told yet. Troy told me that about 3 weeks ago, and I was flabbergasted. I felt so bad. Like, I felt bad for them. The mom's totally fine with it, I guess. But, man, that was crushing just to hear. Thanks, Billy. And it was fun to do, Rin. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I know about First Descendant. I haven't played it. The real story will be when the numbers come up again and she wins. That'd be the good ending, but I really don't see that happening. I really don't think that's possible. Has there ever been a case where the same lottery numbers have come up more than once? Let me see. I'm going to look that up. Let's take a peek. Alright, so in July 26th of this year, when I looked it up, apparently a repeat had happened. The winning numbers 7, 10, 11, 13, 24, Powerball 24. It's not the first time this happened, but it's definitely not common. The last repeat numbers occurred in Saturday, May 20, 2023. Before that, it was October 31st, 2022, with the numbers appearing, with number 13 appearing twice. Wait, what? Oh, this is not what I wanted. Hold on. That is not answering the question I asked. That's something totally different. Here's a crazy story from October. Same New York lottery numbers drawn twice in one day. Wow. And yeah, I like the Rayman games. 7, Julian. Yeah, I don't see anything about repeat numbers. Like any data on it. I'm sure it's happened though. It has to have happened at some point. But the likelihood of that is super low. I appreciate the kind words, Les. I'm wishing you the absolute best. I'm from New Zealand. I'm another shock she didn't win. I was hoping to guess which draw. There's not been many big wins. It was from like a month ago. Yeah, it's such a shame. Thanks for the membership, Dino. And thanks for the 20 gifted members, King. Thanks again, man. How much would it cost to buy every possible outcome in the lottery? I looked that up. There is data on it. It's an incredibly high number. But the biggest thing actually isn't buying every number. Let's assume you had the wealth for it. Here. The biggest problem is you would have an incredibly difficult time locating the ticket with the winning numbers on it because you'd have so many tickets. The Mega Millions and Powerball lotteries in the US can have jackpots that exceed $1 billion. And each lottery has odds about 1 in 300 million, and each ticket costs $2. Theoretically, you could buy all combinations of numbers for 600 million and guarantee that you will win $1 billion for a profit of 400 million. Wait, but you already know that's not how it works, which they're about to get into. So 600 million to buy every combination. The reason you don't actually profit is because there's tax on it. So if you win $1 billion, you keep, I think, 300 million. So you would have lost 300 mil through this. Mr. Beast did something similar. He bought scratch-offs, but he didn't make money. He lost money. He had some winners, sure, but he still ended up losing more than he won. 70%. I think so. Did I get the math wrong? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure if you win $1 billion, you keep about 330 million. Oh, this says 292 million you keep, but that seems too low. If a winner emerges from Wednesday, they'll have the option to choose between $1 billion spread out across 30 years or a lump sum of 516 million. The lump sum will face the mandatory federal tax withholding of 24%, leaving the winner 392 million. And depending on the winner's taxable income, their winnings could drop to as low as 325 million. So yeah, you'd lose money if you bought every possible combination. Thanks for the membership, T-Boy. 325 million is still good. Hey, she ain't bad, but the reason we're talking about that is because we were looking up how much it would cost to buy every combination, and it's roughly 600 million. So you'd lose money. You'd lose a lot of money. But again, the biggest problem wouldn't even be the money in this case. You would never find the winning ticket with the numbers on it because you'd have too many. Oh, another great point. Also, more than one person can win, and then you'd have to split it further. So yeah, you would just lose money. A ton. You're so wrong. I am looking at the numbers. What are you talking about? What am I wrong about? What? It's all right here on what you take home on $1 billion win. Let's just assume you get the lump sum, and for some reason they say, you know what? Listen here, Bubba. I'm not taxing that. Uncle Sam said, you keep that 516 million, not subject to tax. You'd still lose $100 million. So if you buy all the combinations here, you would need the jackpot to be well north of $1 billion, because $1 billion wouldn't be enough to cover what you spent, depending on country. What are you arguing? We're talking about the Powerball. Who are you arguing with? It's not even pertinent to what we're discussing. Not every country taxes like the US. No shit! We're talking about the US? Alright. Checkmate. You got me. We have to remember, this doesn't apply to other countries, so I'm wrong. Thanks to the membership, Squid. We were talking about New Zealand before. Yeah, and then we looked up how much it would cost to buy every possible combination for the Powerball. Because we looked up, have numbers ever repeated themselves? We went through many things. What is going on with is this why everyone's so afraid of like an emergency alert text message tomorrow? The conversation has evolved. Thanks to the membership, Venturing, and the membership, X-Men. Let me look one more thing up real quick in relation. Okay, yeah, there's still nothing on if any numbers repeated themselves. Now that I brought it up again, I wanted to check one more variation of typing it in. Holy shit. That's a crazy story, Irresponsible. Never heard of that guy before. Thanks for the big drop. What a maniac. Thanks, Daywriter. Appreciate the 10. You covered that already? Oh, sorry, I didn't read the end of it. Yeah, I made a whole video on that guy. Sorry, I just saw the first part. Yeah, I made a whole video on that guy. I can't remember his name now. During the reenactment, he bought another ticket and then won twice. It was this guy from Australia. I didn't see the last part of the message. It was cut off. Bill Morgan. He had multiple near-death experiences, but he didn't fall out of a plane. I don't remember anything about that. It's been a while since I made that video, but I don't remember him falling out of a plane. You ever played Little Big Planet 2? I mean, a long time ago. I don't know about that horror. He's talking about Frayne Selleck. It's a different guy. I don't know, Frayne Selleck. Was known for his unverified depictions about frequent brushes with death. Oh, I do know this guy then. Wait, is this the guy who said his car like blew up in his face? He was riding a train through a cold, rainy canyon. Train flew off the tracks, crashed into a river. Unknown person pulled Selleck to safety while 17 passengers drowned. Suffered broken arm and hypothermia. Next year, his first and only plane ride, blown out of a malfunctioning plane door, landed in a haystack. Crashed, killing 19 people. There's no records of a plane crash in 1963. Yeah, I know this guy. I can't remember what channel it was, but they made a great video on him. None of this was ever really verified, from what I recall. This being the biggest red flag. Superland speedrun? I've never heard of that. I can look it up, though. In 2009, the Bulgarian lottery had the same 6 numbers drawn in consecutive weeks. Sounds like weighted balls. Foul play there. There's the odds of that happening 6 times in a row? No, no chance. And that's very vague, Cola. It happens all the time, unfortunately. No, he meant the same 6 numbers twice. Oh, gotcha. Even still. The odds of that are extraordinarily low. Thanks to the membership, Daniel. And thanks, Daniel. Does the IRS take Americans' lottery winnings if they owe? The IRS collects on literally everything. What do you mean if they owe? Like the whole lump sum? No, it'll just be what they owe.